Hey folks, Jonathan here. Got a mail call today, but it was a one I've sort of been waiting on here. Got a letter from, or not actually a letter, I guess I got an envelope from Iron Horse Auction Company, which is the company that I bought this bike through. And this is the barn find bike. Been in the barn sitting since '81, hadn't run since '81, and bought, I guess it was bought in '73. It's marked as a '72 up here on the fork, and I don't know what month of '72. I didn't look real hard here. 4th month of '72. I run into this on my other bike. Last 4 of the VIN is, I didn't even check the VIN to make sure it matches. Well, the last 3 are 1804, I think is what it is. We'll check the title and make sure it matches the VIN. Anyway, got the title, got the key. The key is an old, looks like an old Honda key. And it fits the lock here, it fits the lock for the fork, and it fits the lock for the helmet lock. So, and I have done nothing to this yet besides, doing a little bit of cleaning. We haven't done, nearly as much as I want to, or anything like that. But and one thing about it, the case, I know it was painted, but as you can probably see, it's pitted. Some mice or something climbed up here and crapped on it, of course. And as everyone knows, when a mouse or a rat or something gets urine or feces on something, it likes to eat into the aluminum pretty bad. So we're probably gonna clean this off, smooth it off, maybe repaint these 2 sides. I don't think the center was painted. I think, as you can see over here, the way it goes from darker to light, I think the outside covers were painted and the center was just regular aluminum. So we'll get it all cleaned up and make it look better anyway. And like I said, I'm not restoring this bike. I just want to get it back to, where it's operating and looks decent. But pulled the side cover off, and this one had one little crack in the side cover right here. And then I was able to get it off without hurting any of the ends, and wanted to check it out. Battery's still in it, and I hadn't, I'm sure that battery was replaced, because like I said, it was on the road for what, 8 years. So anyway, I wanted to look at the tools, but I wanted to go ahead and do it on video, sort of like a little time capsule here. 31 years. See if I can get them out of here. Well, they don't make them easy to get out. Alright, let me hold off on the camera here where I can raise that up and get them out. Okay, here's what we got. Slid right out. You can see how rusted up these are. Okay. We'll lay them on this envelope here. Oh, pretty good shape. There's the pliers. It looks like it's got maybe an HM on it. Honda Motor Company, maybe. Screwdriver. Also has a, looks like an HM on it. A wrench with an HM, 10 and 12. Well, no water got in there to it. Chain breaker. Oh, spark plug wrench. Yeah, I don't see the HM on it. There is a wrench HM that's 14 and 17. And there's the one that goes through the plug. Kind of hard to do here with one hand, but flat screwdriver. And more piece. Another Phillips. Alright, well anyway, tools was in good shape. That's surprising. I think I'm going to go ahead and get this carburetor off since we got the keys. Pull this off, see if I can take a look at the points, see how bad they are, and Of course, this gas tank's shot, so I've got a little cheater tank we can put on it, and I'm probably going to go ahead and pull the seat in the tank and get it out of the way. I don't want to scratch the tank up or anything with my cheater tank, but we'll get the seat off, tank off, get the carburetor off and clean, get the side cover off, and then we'll see if we can maybe get it to where we can try to start it here. Alright. Okay, another thing too I'll show you, you know, for somebody that's maybe restoring one of these and trying to get it correct, this bag has Honda on it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's sort of burn into it, I guess, but that's the original bag. Alright. Okay, went ahead and pulled the points cover off first. There's just a little bit of corrosion down there in the bottom, but they actually look really good. They're not shiny, of course. They're going to have to be cleaned up, but nothing in bad shape. You know, it's good to see that it's not gotten full of water and just a big ball of crud there. You can see the inside of the cover is in pretty good shape too. So, yep, that's impressive. I'm glad of that. Okay, folks, I think we said it was 1804 was the last four of the VIN. CB100, 1804, and that's what it is. 1804. And title was issued in 4/5/74, but it's actually a 1973 year model. So they've done that sometimes depending on where, you know, when they sold it, how long it sat on the showroom floor, and then, you know, when North Carolina decided to actually, you know, title it after you got it, but or how they decided to do it. So anyway, it's a 72 with a 73 title. Serial numbers match. Same as my little bike. It's a 71 with a 72 title, or the title says 72. But I guess, you know, that's the way they do it. So, so anyway, all right, we're gonna get this carburetor off. I got a feeling that that slide is what is stuck inside. We got the seat and the gas tank off, of course, but I've got a feeling that that slide is completely stuck in that carburetor, so the throttle won't turn. But we'll get it figured out here. We'll get her apart and get it soaking there. All right. Okay, just like I thought, it's stuck inside the carburetor. You can see when I hit the throttle, it's trying to pull. But we may have to spray something in it, let it soak a little bit. See if we can get that stuff freed up and broke loose. Alright, we finally got it to move. I tell you what, I tried everything I could try. I'd never seen one that was stuck so bad. I used to, you know, mess with a lot of bikes, and usually you could take a nail and go down in there and just pop it loose, and this thing just didn't want to move whatsoever. So I decided to take the little torch, and I fired it up, and I just held pressure on it using the hand throttle, and I heated it over here on the side a little bit, and it just moved right up. I mean, it was just like it was glued in there. So let's get it all the way out and we'll take a look at it. Alright folks, a little bit of heat and a little bit of steady pressure, and we've got it just about out. It's pulling. Alright. I think it'll be fine. We get it cleaned up, and yeah, it's just sticky. That old peel. So anyway, if you get one that's stuck, that's an easy way to do it. And I mean, I've just got it warm. It don't take much heat at all just to warm it up. I guess it'll break that gummy stuff loose. So, alright, let's get the tearing part on the carb and clean it up. Okay, we got the bell off the bottom, and I got it tapped on it and got it loose. Let's see. Yeah, not terrible. Yeah. Let's just add some fuel sitting. Well, you can see the dirt on the float, which the float's stuck as can be. Yeah, just a bunch of crap. Yeah, we'll get this thing soaking. Maybe it'll clean up. We'll get the jets out of it first. And, well, we'll try to get the jet out. Get the pan out, so we can get the needle and seat out. Hopefully I can get the gaskets off of it. I hadn't got a kit, so I'm going to try to get the gaskets off. And this O-ring. And I guess while we was doing the rest of it, the choke was stuck in it. And we must have freed the choke up from heating it up there. And so it's nice and free. So we'll get it all apart and get it in the cleaner. Okay, putting the carburetor back together, and of course I came to a spot on the bottom that had a hole in it, and where it sit down in that gummy stuff. This side seems to be okay. I'll clean it up a little better and make sure. But you know, the solder is a little heavier than the brass or the copper. So what we'll do is we'll sand some of it off, grind some, or you know, file some of it off to make sure it lightens it up. But I was cleaning it up a little bit, and I looked to the outside, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this or not, but at the bottom there's another hole on the outside of it, and it looks like a, let me get you in frame here. But it looks like a hole and maybe another pit beside it, so I'm going to clean it up and solder that too. And really needs a new float, but we just want to try to get it started, so we'll just we'll patch this up, you know, long enough to do that anyway. All right. Well, 30 years have definitely taken its toll on this thing. Cleaning on it, but it's actually coming loose from the bottom. It's so thin. But we're still going to try it. You can see how big the hole is now. But we're going to try to get it soldered up. We'll go from there. Yeah, don't use your fingers for this. This is acid. Just because I do it don't mean it's a good idea. So you can see we've got it covered there. It's sort of like tinning it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this, so I'm going to get a brush where I can smooth it out, get it to spread. Alright, that's covered good. And that's covered good. Well, like I said, we'll sand that and try to get as much weight off of it as we can. I think it'll work out fine. I'll check it real good, make sure there's no more holes. Alright, let me get it. Okay, I just hooked the gas up to this old tank. This is my tank I was using on the other engine, but anyway, we'll see. It ain't leaking yet. That's a good thing. But we'll go ahead and make sure that it's getting fuel, choke it and see if it'll start. Like I said, 31 years, so maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Not looking good. Still having a lot of firing issues. It ain't wanting to fire good no matter what I do. Okay, messing with some corroded wires here. I think I might have it this time. It looked like it had pretty good fire. Let's see if it'll fire up this time. Well, there it is, no smoke at all. I think my float is actually leaking and filling up, but it done what I needed it to do to test it. Now I had to pull all these wires apart and clean them and put them back together, and everything works except the low beam headlight. So I say the headlight's out, but turn signals, everything works on it. So anyway, I'll get some parts ordered, and we'll start getting this thing back together. And I'm gonna get the tank cleaned out, finished cleaned out, and got a lot more cleaning up on the bike to do, and then we'll get a new float in that carburetor and get that straightened out, and should take care of it. Alright, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.